There have been a lot of people waiting for me to upload this video, and I didn't want to disappoint them. For the last 5 years, I have uploaded educational videos to YouTube, and I fully plan to upload more videos in the not-so-distant future. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank each and every person who has subscribed to me. It's an honor of mine to thank all of my 700 subscribers. And while we are on the topic, I personally wanted to welcome Averunks and Thomas O'Neill to my YouTube channel. It was very nice of you to subscribe to me, and I hope you enjoy my videos. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is that I try my very best to recognize positive comments on my YouTube channel. However, I am human, I do have my faults, and I do make mistakes from time to time. So, if I have not properly recognized anybody's positive feedback, first of all, I'd like to apologize to you. Secondly, if that's the case, let me know, and in a future video, I will properly recognize your positive feedback. Okay? Because I don't want you guys to think that I forgot any of you. I didn't. And I won't. Okay? I also wanted to personally thank Crazy Josh Cravey for sticking around, giving me such wonderful feedback, and helping me with this collaboration video. And I hope to work together with you again in the not-so-distant future. I look forward to that. Okay? Now, the first thing I'm going to say is that Averunks likes my new fedora. There are a lot of people that like my new fedora. Not everybody, that's true, but a lot of people do. So will I wear it all the time? No. Why is that? Because I'm a YouTube teacher. I mean, think about it. What if your teacher came in, I don't care if it's a guy teacher or a lady teacher. Let's say they come in every day wearing a fedora. Don't you think that'd be a little distracting? I think so. So on my educational videos, I probably won't. But what about my commentaries and my entertaining videos? Probably so. I think it looks good. And as long as I think it looks good, then that's all that matters. Okay. So, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the featured video on my main channel page. I got an email about that not too long ago, and yes, I will be correcting that. I'm hoping to do that tonight. If I don't get it done tonight, it will be done very, very soon. There are a lot of people that just simply don't know how to properly navigate through my YouTube channel, and I'm going to go ahead and educate them on how to do that. So that's going to be taken care of soon. Now then, the next thing I'm going to talk about. Although it is true that I get a lot of positive feedback on this channel, I also get some negative feedback as well. After all, we had a revisit by the Dragonfly 431, which was rather unpleasant. Now, you wanted to know about education? Here comes education now. If you have to block somebody from YouTube, you don't just block their YouTube channel, you have to go to the Google Plus page and block that too. I know it's absurd, it's ridiculous, but you have to do that. Or otherwise you'll never get rid of them. Okay? So, it's unfortunate when you have to block somebody, but sometimes that happens, and when it does, there you go. Anyway, and now we get to Alan Mendoza. Now, I actually went to his YouTube channel. Apparently, he's been subscribed to me for some time, and that's fine. Apparently, he also doesn't know a whole lot about me, even though he has watched several of my videos, which really took me by surprise. Okay, now I went to his YouTube channel. From what I can tell so far, he is not old enough to be in the workforce, so he probably has not faced eviction or starvation. I can't say that for positive, but for what I've seen so far, I seriously doubt it. And as for bullyism, from the way he's been making his videos, I don't really see that he is facing that much bullyism, if any at all. And those are the three types of people that like me the most. Those that are facing those desperate situations. Okay. So, what really surprised me about what he said was it seems to me that he didn't take a lot of things into account before he said them. And yes, now I'm going to be talking directly to you, Alan Mendoza, because obviously there were things that you never saw on my channel that had you seen them, maybe you wouldn't have responded the same way. I don't think you watched my video on honor challenges and Roman forums. Number one. Number two, are you aware that I work 35 hours a week in retail? And when I get off and I do this YouTube stuff, you got to keep in mind, nobody's teaching me the way I am teaching everybody else. Okay? I read dry textbooks like this. It doesn't appear to me that you read textbooks like this on a regular basis. I could be wrong, and if I am, I apologize. But from what I've seen so far, I get this idea that you don't read textbooks like that. I do, on a regular basis. And not only do I have to take the time to read that kind of stuff and interpret it myself, but then I have to take the time to figure out some way to present it to everybody else. Because remember, not everybody is a data processor. Not everybody is a massive speed reader. They should be, but they're not. Not everybody has read The Memory Book by Harry Lorayne, which I think everybody should. Okay? So, if you guys haven't read this book yet, read it. You need it. So sometimes I do have to think about the way I'm going to present my material to all of you. But then we get into something even a little more tricky. Why haven't I produced Euclid Book 8, Proposition number 3? Well, now I'm going to give you the answer. You remember this easel? You got to keep in mind that there's only so much viewing room right here. And when you're talking about an easel like that, it's not easy to get that onto the camera. So I've been presented with a unique challenge. And I intend to work on that tonight. Whoops. Fine. Okay. So, you see, I do end up with some unique challenges. As a matter of fact, on Friday, I actually took a trip to not one library, but two, to research interim financial statements. And for the most part, I came up empty-handed. I have tried to research this stuff on the internet, not found enough to do what I need to do. That's tough. Okay? I really can't present something to you that I don't know myself. That's a problem. Now then, what about reference angles? I actually posted a challenge to several Illinois universities to come up with the information about who created the reference angle and why they did it. Let me tell you something. Descartes and Fermat based all of their mathematical theories and whatever on Euclid. They studied Euclid. See what I mean? And that's why I started you guys on Euclid. To understand Descartes and Fermat, you first have to understand Euclid. See what I mean? So there you go. So here I am trying to research interim financial statements and reference angles and find out who created them and why. And did it ever occur to you that when I do a commentary, I try to hide education in that as well? Think about it. What was one of the questions on that TMI tag that I created? Well, what would you weigh if you were on the moon? Do you know the gravitational forces of the moon to make the proper calculation? Do you know if you know the person's weight on the moon, all you have to do is a few computations, you can learn how much they weigh here on the Earth. Do you know that? I don't know. Might want to let me know. Here's the thing. You say, well, what about your video hangers? What about that? Well, how about this for an instance? Let's say you're old enough for a job interview. You spend the entire night before the interview ironing the shirts and ironing the pants and getting your outfit ready so it looks sparkly clean and ready to go when you go into the interview the next day. So you hang all these clothes up on a flimsy hanger and you put it in your closet. Now the hanger breaks, the clothes end up on the floor, they get wrinkled again. Now you don't have time to put them back in pristine condition before you have to go to the job interview. Do you see a problem there? You go to the interview in wrinkled clothes, and they may not hire you. You don't go to the interview at all, and they may not hire you. Either way, it's not a good situation. What about a social circle? Let's talk about a young lady who gets a beautiful dress ready to go for some social occasion, maybe a party, maybe this is a first date with a guy that she really loves. So she gets her outfit all ready to go the night before, hangs it up in the closet. The hanger breaks, it's all wrinkled again. And she doesn't know about it until it's almost too late. Now she's trying to scramble for another outfit, or trying to iron the one that she just got set up for the occasion. That'd be really bad at a wedding, don't you think? What about the video I did about mirrors? Now, if you have a pre-Civil War mirror in an art gallery, that's no big deal. But what if you have one in your personal house? And the vapors, the mercury vapors, you end up inhaling them on a regular basis. Do you see a problem? Do you really want to go out and buy clothes that are going to fall apart at the first opportunity? You see what I mean? Sometimes my education can save you money as well as get you into a higher paying job. That's why I cover some of the topics I do. Also keep in mind that the more interactive my channel is, the more likely it's going to get viewed. That's the truth. Non-interactive channels don't get spread around very much. Keep in mind, we have 700 people that are subscribed to me right now. That's wonderful, great, fantastic. But we also have 1 million people facing eviction and starvation because of unemployment. We need more people to know that I'm out there. Do you see what I mean? So, when I saw your responses, I was really kind of surprised. I was surprised at how few of my viewers, and they may not know this, and I'll go ahead and teach this as well. Do you know that the more times a video is liked, the more it gets shared? The more people get to see it? Remember, all these unemployed people will eventually affect all of us. You can't sell to somebody that's unemployed. It doesn't work that way. So their unemployment does affect our jobs, especially if you're working in retail. You see what I mean? So the more likes you put on a video, the more it gets shared, the more it gets shared, the more people it helps. Are we getting the picture now? What I thought was really kind of a surprise is you never asked me, well, how come you haven't put up more videos about Italian lessons? You know what? I should be ashamed of myself. I should put up more Italian lesson videos. And I will in the not too distant future. But I've been doing all this wonderful research that hardly anybody's been helping me with. You know, if you really want to be a help out there, why don't you try to find out more information about interim financial statements, or who actually created the reference angle and why? Go ahead, give it a try. Love to see you do it. You see what I mean? Probably it's because you didn't realize all of this information I have just given to you that you left the following comment. Let's read it, shall we? Why do you always talk nonsense about the worst subjects? Well, I've clearly illustrated that had I not talked about mirrors, you might get mercury poisoning. If I hadn't talked about hangers, you might end up with a wrinkled outfit just right before you have to go to a job interview or some kind of a social function, like even a wedding. That's not nonsense. Are you making up for your lack of views by uploading 5 videos a day to whore yourself out for YouTube money? No. I'm presenting valid topics. See what I mean? Or I'm challenging YouTubers. I'm challenging them to be better so they get better views. That they'll be more educational. People will actually learn stuff from them. See what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. By the way, the fedora does not look good at all on your egg-shaped head. Well, just because you think I have an egg-shaped head doesn't mean everybody does. So anyway, you have to keep in mind that nobody has to watch me. just the ones facing eviction, starvation, and bullyism. They're the ones that should be watching me. Now, I did go, like I said, I did go to your YouTube channel, and I think I said this before. I don't think you're facing eviction, starvation, or bullyism. That's probably why you don't enjoy me as others do. And I'm sorry to hear that. But anyway, my answer to you is this. If you really don't like my videos, you don't have to watch them. And you don't have to be mean about all this. You could ask better questions. And if you've watched me long enough, you have learned to ask better questions. Shoot, Andrew Wyatt does a better job. He brings up, even though some of the points he brings up are flawed, he does bring up some pretty decent points. As a matter of fact, the last point he brought up to me, I still kind of felt I gave him a quick answer. And I'm going to make a future video giving him an even more comprehensive answer, because he really did bring up an interesting point. Just because I didn't agree with it doesn't mean that it wasn't an interesting point and it needs to be covered a little more thoroughly. He's right on that point. I really haven't given enough information, and that's true. So I will give a more comprehensive video about that in the not-so-distant future and tell everybody a few more things that I think they should know. He is correct in one thing. When you're having a bully in an AP class, that's a little different than having a bully in a regular class. That's true. And it does have to have a unique solution. Now, the solution I'm presenting is a good one, but it needs to be modified for the unique situation that we create. So, I will get into that in a future video. Anyway, just to get done with this, when I told you that if you don't want to watch my videos, you don't have to, and all this other stuff, here's your reply back to me. I left one comment exposing what you do. You haven't exposed anything, really. All you've done is misinterpreted everything I've done here. And I'm sorry for that, but that's true. You are no better than the Reply Girls. Wait, what? Really? When did the Reply Girls ever teach you trig, or calculus, or accounting, or computer tech, or covered any part of the healthcare law? When did they ever do that? They didn't. I did. So that's not true. And then you claim that they whore themselves off reviews. Maybe that's true. But I don't. There are real reasons why I do what I do, and all you had to do was ask, and I could have explained all of this. Hopefully now that you've realized the full extent of what I've done, you'll change your mind about me. But if you want to stay unsubscribed to me, that's fine. There are a lot of other people that really do want to watch me, and for good reason. But that's going to be your choice. Anyway, I think you people, now that you realize what I've done on here, and just to summarize what I have done. One, I have taught you guys a lot of stuff that will put you in higher paying positions. Two, when I do my commentaries, I try to hide that education in there to force you guys to really think about what I've actually said. And when I cover certain topics like hangers and denier and stitches per inch, stuff like that can really be valuable, because you can save as much money as you can earn from a higher paying job. You don't want to waste the money that you earn. See what I mean? So there are real good reasons why I cover the things I do. Like Michael Bloomberg. I covered that because of the financial impact that was going to be made, because Michael Bloomberg insisted on those 16-ounce cups. Those cup manufacturing companies were going to take a hit. And when they take a hit, they pass it on to the consumer, like you and me. So there was a reason I covered that. Okay, so now having said all of that, I'd like to say thank you very much to all those people who have subscribed to me and decided to stay on board. I will continue to make videos, a lot of educational videos, some entertaining, some commentary. Remember that a YouTube channel has to be interactive. If it isn't, it'll just die off. And that's what I've done here. I've taken the educational videos and expanded it to be a little more interactive. But the core base is still the same. I haven't changed my original format. I added to it, but I never changed it. I haven't stopped making educational videos. And you'll see that later on tonight. Alright, so having said all that, I'd like to say thank you guys very much for continuing to subscribe to me. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.